Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be answering a few questions. I put it on my community tab that I was going to make a video just answering the most requested questions I always get, and just to give you a little bit of insight as to the balloon business and what I do. So if you like more videos like this, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button below. Leave me your comments, and let's stick around and answer all these questions. Let's go. Hi guys, welcome back. So, don't mind that I'm in my car. I actually in my break at work, and it's the only time that I actually get to sit down and talk to you guys. When I have some peace and quiet without my kids being around and, you know, the chaos of the holidays coming up. So I wanted to do a quick video and answer the most requested questions I get from you guys all the time. So I wrote them down here. And so let's get started. Let's chat. I feel like I haven't done a video like this in so long. So we're due for, you know, a little chat with me. So disclaimer, I am not a what do you call it? I don't want to say I'm not a professional, but I don't know it all. So things might change in the future from what I say in this video, but this is what's happening right now. So I never claim to be a perfection, like what do you call it? A know-it-all, right? So just take this video with a grain of salt. Remember that all of our situations are different. So if it applies to you, if it helps you in any other way, I'm glad. And if it doesn't, let's just watch and enjoy the video. Okay, so question number 1. So it's asking me, what are your favorite brands to use for balloons? So that's a tricky one. You guys know that I like to use high quality balloons because they're just better to work with. The colors are beautiful, they're thick, they tend not to pop. But there are some brands that I like more than others. But overall, the good brands that I like are Qualitex, Jamar, Tuftex, and Sempertex. Between all of them, my most favorite one is Qualitex. I think the elasticity of the balloons are great, and if you deflate them, they go back into their own shape. As opposed to other brands like Tuftex and Sempertex, they're very, very thick. Their colors are beautiful as well, but they're just so thick. And although it's great, so that limits the amount of pop-in risks, it's really hard to tie them and stuff like that. But overall, I will say those are the 4 brands that I like the most, okay? Now, as far as the next question, do you need a certificate or a class? Okay, so when I first started with this balloon business, I just basically was self-taught. Everything I can get my hands on, any tutorial, any videos, and till this day, I still do look for new things because you guys, the trend changes through time. So you need to keep it trendy, right? You got to get the latest designs, the latest decor, colors, you know. So you're always going to be changing. And for that, you know, it's good to watch videos like this where you get to see tutorials and what's the trend out there. So I started as self-taught, but I also believe that it's very important to invest in your craft. So if there are people out there that are giving videos or teaching online virtual classes, take advantage of that as well. Not everything has to be hands-on in-person class because with the pandemic, obviously a lot of people stopped doing that. But there are great videos out there for like virtual classes that you can pay, and those do get to be pricey. So just keep in mind what's first the best thing, the most thing that you want to learn from. Maybe it's a balloon organic garland versus maybe get a class on just bouquets. Just put your money where you think you need the most, and then the rest will fall into place. Like, a lot of my stuff is trial and error, and but yeah, self-taught for sure at first, and as I go and I progress, I get classes and videos and deal with people. But do you need a certificate to start a business? Absolutely not. You don't even need a class, to tell you truth, but yeah, you don't need a certificate to tell you that you can do this. So that's that. And plus, clients don't hire you and say, hey, show me your certificate. You don't, but you do need, as a business license. You need insurance. You do need other things that come with a business. But a certificate, tell them that you have no, you don't need that. Okay, so next question. Where do you get your balloons from? So right now there's a big shortage in balloons. So wherever you can get your hands on good quality balloons, just go for it. So I have many distributors, and sometimes I even have to go to Amazon. I mean, if they have Qualitex balloons, then I'll buy them. They're going to be more expensive, but wherever you can get them. There's different distributors in your area. What you guys can do is, for instance, if you're going to buy Qualitex balloons, just go under qualitex.com, and it's going to list all the distributors under your location if you're within the United States, and like I am, and it'll tell you the distributors. Now, another thing is, if you're just starting though, a distributor sometimes may require you to buy a minimum amount of balloons. So if you don't have the money to spend like $200 worth of balloons, let's say, then I will definitely go with Amazon or any other smaller store that sells those quality balloons. It's going to be a little pricier, but at least you don't have to buy like $200 worth of balloons. You get what I mean? So that's the only thing. Okay, next question. It's a lot of questions, you guys. Okay, the next one is, what do you mean when you say organic? So there's different types of designs, right? If we're talking primarily on an arch, there are like an organic garland, and there's your spiral type balloon arch or garland. So when I say organic, that means different sizes in one garland. So I may have 17 inch, 11 inch, 24 inch, 18 inch, and all in one. So it looks organic, not like a spiral where you need all the balloons to be the same size to create like a pattern or a column, right? That's what I mean by organic. But if you Google organic garlands and you look at how they look, you'll see what I'm saying. If you just say, like, for instance, you type in spiral arch, then all those balloons are like in a column or has a pattern. Those are the same size balloons. Organic means all different sizes, okay? Now, next question. How long can a balloon last outside? That depends on the weather and the type of balloons you're using. If you're using cheaper balloons, low brand balloons, chances are they're gonna pop. If you use high quality balloons, because the material is thicker, they will stand the weather conditions better. Not saying that it will not pop, because at the end of the day, you can't control that. Especially with latex balloons, they tend to expand with the heat. So if you overinflate your balloons and you put them straight under the sun, guess what's going to happen? It's going to pop. Also, what type of shades are you using? Lighter balloons can actually last longer than darker balloons, because darker balloons attract the heat and the sun a lot quicker than lighter balloons. So there's no right time to tell you how long can a balloon last. If you use really good quality balloons, you have a better chance of your garland lasting through the whole event. If you use cheap balloons, probably not, or they will pop as you're like putting them together. So yeah, brand of balloons, weather conditions, whether it's under direct sun or not, and the colors of your balloons. So it depends. Now, how do you prevent the balloons to oxidize outside? So latex tends to oxidize really quick. What do I mean by oxidize? That means the balloons get yucky and opaque, right? So what you can do to prevent from them to get to that color is using a solution called High Shine. High Shine is, or Balloon Glow. There's Balloon Glow, High Shine. Some people even use hairspray. But it mainly is almost like an oil type solution that makes your balloons look extra shiny. And that way it will prevent from them to get that yucky look to the balloons, especially the darker color ones, okay? Next question. Are balloon kits worth it? Okay, so if you're starting a balloon business, if you can get your hand on cheap balloons so you can practice, or even if you get a balloon kit, that's great for you to practice. Do I recommend using a balloon kit for a birthday party or a client setup? Absolutely not. Because the thing is, these websites that are advertising balloon kits, the pictures that you see on those websites are definitely not 59 balloons. Like, those might be like 300 balloons. So the kit is not going to bring you that many balloons. No matter how much they advertise, it's not going to be the same. But if you just want to throw like a mini tiny party, you can give it a go. You know, I'm not saying they're not worth it. It's just that I know from experience that they do not bring the amount of balloons that they show you in the picture. And there's no way. A bigger garland, a fuller garland, it's going to be 200 to 300 balloons alone, you know, in different sizes, in really good quality. And sometimes these kids, they're just like cheap balloons and, you know, not the amount of balloons that they tell you. You cannot make one of those garlands with 50 balloons, I'll tell you that. So, but you can try them. Maybe that will be my next video. I could do a video with a balloon kit versus a garland that I make with the amount of balloons I think, and then we can compare. But don't hold me on to that. I need time. So, that's that. All right, what time is it? Hold on, you guys. Okay, I'm back. I had to check the time because, you guys, I'm in my lunch break, so I do not want to be late. But next question. Let's see. How much did you invest into your business to get you started? And how long did it take for me to start making money? Okay, so how much to invest, it is really up to you. And how much money you want to put into learning about balloons. So you can start with $20 or you can start with like $200. That's really up to you and how much money you have, you know. All you need is balloons and an inflator and start practicing if you're starting. So it really depends. In particular with me, I started with balloons and a hand pump, to be honest with you. And I started learning how to build garlands, and I watched a lot of videos on it. Like, I can't tell you how much I practice. I still do. And then as I started getting my social media accounts, I started building my portfolio, because that's what's going to happen. When you first start, you don't have clients right away. Nobody knows who you are. So, and in order for people to know who you are, you need to market yourself. So you need to start practicing and making arrangements. And when you get those pictures and build your portfolio, then you can start advertising, and that's how you start creating a buzz about your business, right? So, I mean, I started first with just balloons, hand pop, and as my business started growing little by little, I invested on, an electric machine. I invested on an arch, and I started marketing that. And then I got more balloons, and I got my balloon sizer. And then when I got more money from one client, I invested on my heat seal machine. So, and you'll see on my videos, if you've been with me from the beginning of my YouTube channel, you'll see that a lot of the things that I have now that I use didn't come until like midway my videos. Like I didn't have a balloon sizer. I counted how many pumps each balloon was going to have, and I had to remember that. So if I wanted the balloons to be the same size, I will say, okay, you guys, this is like 10 pumps, and I will count that. So now I have a balloon calibrator where I don't need to do that. I can just tell you, hey, I'm going to calibrate this balloon to 10 inches, and I go with that. So how much you invest at first, it really depends on your pocket. And I say, don't put all your money right up front. Like, invest little by little. See if this is something you like to do, you're good at, and then everything will fall into place later on. And how long did it take for me in particular to start making money? It's hard to tell you guys, because I don't know how it's already. I'll tell you this. I've been doing this balloon business for a year and a half now, and it's doing great so far. But there are months. I mean, it's taking me. I'm still learning. Okay, to tell you the truth, I'm still learning which months are the hottest months where I'm overly booked versus other months. Like, for instance, December, I'm not as busy because the holidays. People they tend to spend their money on gifts for their loved ones. But then again, I made money because I made some balloon arrangements that went with the holiday. Not necessarily big garlands, but more like bouquets. So I'm still learning on a monthly, like, what are the months that are the best out of the whole year. But for me, I will say it probably took me like 3 months, to be honest with you, since I started my business to start seeing money. And I know it doesn't happen for everybody like that, but I was one of the lucky ones, I guess. So, and very thankful for that. Is this my full-time job? That's the next question. No, it's not. Nope. Not yet. I will hope one day that this will be my full-time job, because I love to do it, you guys. But right now, like I mentioned before, it's only been a year and a half, and I feel like you need at least 2 to 3 years to really get to know whether this is a good business for you to have. Now, if you take off within a year and you can make a ton of money, great, but you really need to sit down and analyze what you make, if it's worth for you to live within that budget. I can tell you that. But this is not my full-time job. I do have a full-time job, 8:30 to 5 p.m. I work all day. I go home, I have 2 little babies, and I do this business as a side job. So I'm pretty much working 24/7, you guys. But normally, luckily for me, this business, a lot of my party setups, a lot of the events are during the weekends. So a lot of my weeks, I tend to prep for my weekends. So, and then when the weekend comes, yeah, I'm booked like Saturday, Sunday, sometimes Friday night. So, but during the weeks, I do a lot of bouquets and stuff like that, or prep for the weekends setups. So I'm doing it all right now. Not ideal because I have 2 little babies, but I'm doing this for them. So one day I can really fully work as a full-time balloon decorator. So that's that. That is up to you. I can't tell you to quit your job and go right do it. No, I can't. So, but you're your own, judgment. So, all right, let me check the time one more time. Okay. How often do you practice? I practice a lot. I have to say a lot of the times is a trial and error. I have a business. I'm trying something new. Like I have a project that I got hired for. And sometimes it may be the first time I do it. But it turns out great. And then the times that I don't have anything going on, I'm always busy. Because I'm always making new videos, new pieces to take pictures and market that way. So I'm constantly practicing. Next question before I go, because you guys, my break is almost over. Let me see. Have you ever thought about throwing the towel? No. I will say not throwing the towel. I do get down sometimes because I see my competition out there, and sometimes I'm only a one-man show. I do marketing. I do the business side of things. I do purchasing. I do everything. And I do customer service. You guys, I'm doing everything. And sometimes it could be a lot to take in. This job is not for everybody. So just be aware of that, because you'll be your own boss. And sometimes you work harder than a full-time job. So sometimes, yes, I do feel a little bit down because I'm only one person. I see these people that have teams of people, right? Assistants, like you name it. And I'm kind of like, oh, but not enough to say I'm going to throw in the towel, because obviously I am doing something good in order for people to continue to contact me, right? So, no, I don't, never throwing the towel. I invested too much time and energy to just throw the towel. Okay. And where do you find inspiration from? My head. And everywhere. I always like to think of new things. I don't necessarily want to follow the same thing other people are doing, because then there's nothing unique about me. You know what I mean? If everybody else is doing mosaics, then I'm going to do mosaics, but I'm going to put my spin on it. Does that, right? I have my own aesthetic. I want certain things a certain way. So inspiration always comes from here. I'm always thinking, yes, there's pictures online. There's sometimes even clients come up with their own stuff, and I'm like, all right, let's try it. So wherever you can get inspiration from, go for it. Pictures, colors, themes, just okay. And last but not least, because that's the end of it, what would you tell yourself when you first started that you would tell the hardest in the balloon business that you know now? Okay, so what would I tell myself that I didn't know when I started that is the hardest? I would say the amount of time that you sacrifice with your loved ones. That is a big one for me. And when people try to lowball you on pricing, I have a hard time dealing with that, because I'm taking time away from spending with my kids and my family. And even though they support me 100%, and my kids love to see the balloons and they kind of help themselves too, I'm still taking away that time from them. So it has to be worth it. You know what I'm saying? And in the end, I'm doing it for them to have that little extra money to be able to do things with them, to buy them things, or why not? But people need to recognize that if I want to do this as a hobby, I would not go into business with it. You know what I mean? So yeah. So when they try to lowball me on the price, nope, next client, because it's my time. If you want something cheaper, then do it yourself. That's how I think about it. So that's that, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have more questions, keep them coming. If you like videos like this, I'm sure there are a lot of more questions out there. Let me know. And in the comments below, don't forget to subscribe. I do want to see my channel grow on YouTube. But thank you so much for the support, you guys, and have a great day and a great holiday. Bye-bye. Take care.